So, Isaiah 21. Okay? The burden of the desert of the sea is what it's called. Okay? The burden of the desert of the sea, as whirlwinds in the south pass through, so it cometh from the desert, from a terrible land. A grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media, all the sighing thereof have I made to cease. Therefore are my loins filled with pain. Pangs have taken hold upon me, as the pangs of a woman that travaileth. I was bowed down at the hearing of it. I was dismayed at the seeing of it. My heart panted fearfulness, affrighted me. The night of my pleasure hath he turned into fear unto me. Prepare the table, watch in the watchtower, eat, drink, arise, ye princess, and anoint the shield. For thus hath the Lord said unto me, Go, set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth. And he saw a chariot with a couple of horsemen, a chariot of asses, and a chariot of camels. And he hearkened diligently with much heed. And he cried, A lion, my lord, I stand continually upon the watchtower in the daytime, and I am set in my ward whole nights. And behold, here cometh a chariot of men, with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon, I can never say that word properly. Babylon is fallen, and all the graven images of her gods he hath broken onto the ground. O my threshing and the corn of my floor, that which I have heard of the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, have I declared unto you. That's the whole of Isaiah 21. I don't really understand it though. I'm not gonna lie. The burden of the desert of the sea, as whirlwinds in the south pass through, so it cometh from the desert, from a terrible land. So winds from the south came through and brought desert from the bad lands, I guess, into the good land.
I feel like storms will come and go, you know what I'm saying?
And Babylon, like Babylon's a big thing in the Bible. Like it comes up a lot. Like what's Babylon supposed to be again? Let's look it up. Babylon. Isn't that where they say? And wasn't. Okay, wait. Babylon, ancient Middle East. Wait. Babylon in the Bible is what I'm going to look up. So the city of Babylon appears in both Hebrew and Christian scriptures. Christian scriptures portray Babylon as a wicked city. Yeah, see? The wicked city is falling because it's giving. It said the wind was blowing from the south through. So it comes from the desert, from a terrible land. So Babylon was a terrible land. And because the winds was going through or tornadoes was going through, it was transferring their dusty ass energy, aka, you know what? Let's break it down in 2024 terms. AKA God is saying, okay, everybody double tap on the screen if you're in the live. I am breaking down Isaiah 21. Isaiah chapter 21, verse 1 to verse 10. Okay? Everybody double tap on the screen. Cool. So, he's saying how when stuff be going on, aka right now, because we're in that season of retrograde and eclipse. So stuff is going on. Cool. And with stuff going on, okay, there's winds and energies being shifted between people. Cool. And some of these energies that are being shifted is being shifted from people that ain't good vibes. You understand what I'm saying? Because Babylon was a wicked city. AKA, don't be exchanging energies with bad mind people. If you got bad mind people around you, you have no reason to be engaging with them. Because all they're finna do is share their bad mind vibes with you. Okay? He talks about, it says, a grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoileth. So God is telling us, like, he's showing us, like, he's giving us a vision to see what is going on. Okay? He wants us to understand, like, I'm going to make you aware before it happens. This is what's going to happen. There's some people that are treacherous. There's some people that are not good. Okay? And there's some people that are just spoiled vibes. Bad. It's like bad milk. You don't keep bad milk in the fridge just because you bought the milk once upon a time. Because I'm getting different messages now. I feel like God's starting to speak through me for real. Some of us have people around us, whether it's friendships, whether it's jobs, whether it's situations, whatever it is. We have some of these things around us because we've invested into them. We've given time to them. We've given energy to them. We've spoken to them. We've shown love to them. And now we don't want to give up because we don't want to feel like we're giving up on our investment. But are you more invested in this thing than you're invested in God? Because if you give up the investment in this thing, you can actually give in to your investment with God so that God can give you everything that you actually need. He said, all the sighing thereof have I made to cease. So like all your pain, all your sadness, all the that you're feeling, he's going to get rid of it. God's going to remove all of that energy, all of that vibe, whatever it is. He's going to remove it. It's not going to be able to still exist. Therefore are my loins filled with pain. Pangs have taken hold upon me, as the pangs of a woman that travaileth. I was bowed down at the hearing of it, and I was dismayed at the seeing of it. Damn. So, I feel like some of us are letting go of people, places, situations, and it's hurting us. Because God's like, I'm going to seize this, but like it hurts. Like, because he's saying, therefore are my loins filled with pain. Like, he's even asking God, like, yo, am I going to just be feeling this pain? Like, this a lot. And you guys go read the Bible yourself, okay? I'm just giving you guys my breakdown. Please. I don't need nobody comes to tell me I'm interpreting it wrong. It's open for interpretation. You interpret it how you interpret it. This is what I'm getting right now, okay? And to be quite honest with you, I had some people trying to my energy. So I feel like God is trying to talk to me right now and help me understand what's going on right now. Because I opened to this Bible verse yesterday and I didn't read it till today. But everything happens for a reason. Okay? Cool. And he's saying like, you're going to travail. Like you're going to triumph. You're going to be good. You're going to be able to elevate in whatever it is that's going on. The pain's not going to overtake you. But I know you're kind of sad. You're kind of dismayed. Like, you can't believe that this is happening. Like, I was dismayed at the seeing of it. Like, you're going to be sad. You're going to be disappointed. But rather be disappointed in a human than being disappointed in God. My heart panted fearfulness, affrighted me. The night of my pleasure hath he turned into fear unto me. If you guys are busy having nookie with someone you have no business having nookie with, because that's what I'm getting from that. The night of my pleasure, he turned fear onto me. Don't be exchanging energy just for some little pleasure time with people that are not equally yoked. With people that have fear and bad vibes. Because fear, when you got fear, it comes from anxiety. And why are you having anxiety? Because it's not always coming from just like, oh, a good place. Like some people sit in an energy of fear because they know that they're bad mind. They know that they're wicked. They know that they're not good. So they're sitting in that fear now. And they're coming to exchange that with you. Because of pleasure. Because you're weak. Your flesh is weak and it's seeking the pleasure. And now in seeking the pleasure, you've gone and adopted someone else's fear. Someone underneath to cleanse your energy. Cleanse your yoni. Call back your power and energy. Get grounded in God. Pray for God to remove the cords or the attachments to things that you don't need to be attached to. He said, prepare the table. Watch in the watchtower. Like, when you give it to God, you can't be getting involved now. Some of us are praying for a resolution and want to have our hands in the pot when God is trying to cook. Why are you trying to burn yourself? God is the chef. He said, sit down, relax, and watch me cook. Watch me work. Okay? It's giving Hell's Kitchen. He's Gordon Ramsay. He said, sit, watch, pay attention. Let me teach you something. Okay? Then you're going to eat, you're going to drink. And to all my feminines out there, as the princess, you're going to arise and anoint your shield. Do you know what that means? You're going to anoint yourself so that God can protect you. Because you already gave up everything else. You surrendered. You're now watching God do God's work. But now you've got to eat, prepare yourself, get ready, get fulfilled, and then just go forward with God's anointing. I wasn't understanding this when I first read it. Now it's starting to make sense. For thus hath the Lord said unto me, go, set a watchman, and let him declare what he see. And honestly, with this, back in the day, I'm sure it probably meant something different. But in 2024, in today's terms, okay, in our terms, cool, I feel like he's saying, set a watchman, aka set your angels. Ask God to get your angels, your ancestors, your guides. Ask them to be set out there to protect you, to be watching on guard for you. Because even our flesh can't see everything. Our flesh can be weak. We even get tired in the flesh. But if the angels are on site, they ain't blinking. They're seeing it all. Okay? And then let the angels declare unto you what they see. Let the watchman declare what he sees. Don't trust your own eyes. Especially if you're concerned about people in your life and you don't know what's going on. Don't trust only your own eyes. Bring it to God. Bring it to your angels. Ask them to watch. Because some of you guys aren't in the room with your friends or your partners or your job. And when they're in different rooms, they're saying different things from what they say in front of you, which is why the angels need to be there to watch. This is why they say God has heard the things that you haven't heard. God has seen the things that you haven't seen, because you can't be everywhere and anywhere, but God can. You can't be anywhere and everywhere, but the angels can. So when the angels are there and they're watching and they're seeing, they're going to let you know what's going on. He said he saw a chariot with a couple of horsemen, a chariot with asses, and a chariot of camels. Aren't asses donkeys? I believe asses are donkeys. Okay? And he hearkened diligently with much heed. So there's 3 different chariots. The horsemen, the donkeys, and the camels. What does that mean to you? Because I feel like for everyone else, it's going to mean something different. So you bring it back to God. You go to God and ask him, what does this mean for me? Because the angels have seen it. I feel like the horsemen are people you can trust. The reason they even call them asses, the donkeys, you can't trust them donkeys. And donkeys be lazy sometimes. They don't want to do the work. Oh, okay. And then the camels. Okay. And he cried, a lion, my Lord, I stand continually upon the watchtower in the daytime, and I am set in my ward whole nights. So in the day, you're watching, right? But when you go to sleep at night, who's watching for you? Because we have free will, you know. So are you assigning your angels to actually be doing their work? Are you asking God to assign the angels to do the work for you, to protect you, to watch over you? Because if you don't ask, you shall not receive. You can't sit down and think that the angels are just going to be out here doing work that they weren't asked to do. Do you go to your job and do work that you weren't asked to do? Do you? No. Better yet, are you even getting thanked and paid for it? And then you're also going to do it? Because some of you guys are expecting the angels to do work you ain't asked them to do. You ain't thanked them for doing. You ain't prayed to them. You ain't done none of that. And you expected them to do the work? How'd that work? How'd that work? It don't work. It doesn't work. So you guys need to start thanking the angels. Start praying. Start asking them to do what they need to do for you. But you need to make sure that you're doing what you need to do too. Child, this is all I needed today. God really just, I feel like I was like this, and God just snatched me up and said, what's wrong with you? Out here acting like you're not my favorite. Out here acting like you're not blessed. You thought it was going to be easy. I told you it wasn't going to be easy. I told you. But that's why you have me. Because you're supposed to rest your ease in me. Stop trying to find the ease in yourself. Stop trying to even find the answers in yourself. And I'm screaming because I'm screaming at myself. Trust and believe. I have problems too. That's clearly why I'm reading the passage. Because I was trying to figure it out myself instead of going to God. So as I'm telling you, I'm telling myself. Okay? And he has answered and said, and behold, here cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen, is fallen. So, the chariot of horsemen earlier, remember I said earlier too, the horsemen seem like reliable people. Okay? AKA your angels. So your angels have come back. And they're coming to let you know, Babylon, them wicked people that were doing you bad mind, them did fall. Them wicked people, them did go on and go deal with them badness by themselves. Okay? You don't have to. Oh my God. Riri, look. It was a firework. I'm on FaceTime with my bestie, guys. And there was fireworks on our FaceTime because we doing Bible study together. But I wanted to do it with you guys as well. So, I've never seen that in my life. It was literal fire. I did this. I don't know what that... Is it like, what did I do that made it go like that? I have no idea. Okay. But even that, all of that was even symbolic. You see, the fireworks went off. Because the bad mind caught their bad mind energy already. For all of you that have been wronged, for all of you that have been hurt, for all of you that feel like someone did something to you, trust and believe. I even had someone run away on the plug. Okay, they ran off with some money they owed me. And when I say I had to give them to God because the way I was... But you see, Babylon is fallen. The wicked people will fall at their own wicked hands. You don't have to do nothing. Don't try and take karma into your own hands. Because the moment you take karma into your own hands, you're going to reap also what you sowed. Because karma is not your job. So if you try to take on karma, you're also going to get karma. So give it to God. Give it to your angels. And all the graven images of her gods he hath broken onto the ground. Pardon me, confirmation burp. O my threshing and the corn of my floor, that which I have heard of the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, have I declared unto you. I don't really understand what that part means. What do you guys think? Because we do Bible study together. I'm over here preaching to y'all. What do you guys think? I know Nia, you said you needed this. Girl, trust and believe. I know. Is anybody else receiving this? Is anybody else feeling like, yeah, this is what I needed to hear today? Because I definitely needed to hear it. I think the gist of it that I'm getting, honestly, because I've learned to build my own relationship with God and the Bible too. So I don't always just take everything for face value. I have to understand and also apply it to today. These things were written hundreds of years ago. Life and the world was very different when these things were written. So I try to understand it in today's language and apply it to what life is like today. So personally, if we want to keep it a buck and we want to talk like, like how we be talking with each other, like, then AKA, let the bad mind people be bad mind by themselves. Don't let their energy rub off on you. One bad fruit really can ruin the bunch. So dispose of any energy that is not good for you. Give it up to God after you've disposed of it. And let God alchemize and deal with it. And trust that you will be taken care of. Because the hot joke is, the whole time all of this is going on too, you're in the watchtower, eating and sleeping and anointed. You in the watchtower with the OG chef, God, who's cooking for you, feeding you, and anointing and protecting you whilst he's dealing with your enemies outside. That's why he got you inside. Oh! That's the message. Some of you guys need to stay inside this retrograde. This eclipse season, some of you guys need to stay inside. Some of you guys are being invited places you have no business being. And it may not even be because the person inviting you is bad. It's because the energy in that space. And sometimes it's not even that something is bad. But if something's not good, it's bad for you. Do you understand? Sometimes things aren't innately bad. But if it's not good, it's bad for you. Maybe that energy doesn't mix well with you. Maybe you're pineapple and mango and you're tropical flavor and that's giving, apples. They don't even grow at the same time of the year. How we drinking together and we don't even blossom at the same time of the year. We're not even on the same schedule. Our blessings aren't even aligned. We're not necessarily supposed to be around each other like that. Some of you guys, you feel like you're even on slow time right now. Maybe some of you guys have lost jobs. Some of you guys have lost friends. Some of you guys have lost relationships. So you're inside the house and you're feeling sad or you're having FOMO. Meanwhile, you don't know that God is protecting you from what he's doing to your enemies outside. That's why they're outside. That's why they're outside frolicking. Because he's got to deal with them. But he's put you inside. He's put you away from these people to protect you. I need everybody to double tap on the screen. I need everybody to double tap on the screen. That's all. Because God is literally protecting us and putting us safely away from any energy that isn't for us. If you get invited somewhere over the next couple of days, because this is happening for a reason. God has me reading this for a reason. Okay? You are here for a reason. The world is full of millions of people and you are here on your device looking at me reading the Bible. Yeah, it's for a reason. So if over the next couple of days you get invited somewhere and your energy don't feel right and you're like, oh wait, should I really go? Or I don't know. Oh my God, this made me just realize, Rihanna, what we were just talking about. Oh wow, okay. And you're already doubting, like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't even have to be a big thing. The moment your energy feels a little off, do not go. Don't go. Protect yourself. Because like I said, we got free will. So if you use your free will and you want to go skip into the foolishness, you want to go skip into the Babylon. When Babylon is burning, you're finna burn too. Because you did not know how to sit down and mind your business. Don't be so quick to get out there and to be with people that you have no business being with, to be around individuals that are not equally yoked, and be confused now when you're burning with them. Some of your ops are catching the karma but they're not catching it properly because you're beside them. And so God can't even do fully what he wants to do because he's trying to protect you at the same time. Imagine your op is driving you and you're there sitting in the passenger seat. How's God going to do what God needs to do? That don't make no sense. Some of the people around you, I'm going to be even so honest, are going through stuff and you guys want to be there for them, and I completely get it. But God doesn't want you to be there for them. God wants them to be there for themselves, number one. And number two, for them to turn to God. And number three, for you to be aware of yourself so you can be there for yourself. It's not selfish. You can't be saving people when you don't know how to save yourself. When the plane is going down, they say put on your mask first, right? So how are you going to be out here saving people when you have not saved yourself? How are you going to be out here helping people when you have not helped yourself? It is not selfish to take care of you. Stop trying to put people above you. And then now you're worried and confused why God is overlooking you. Because you're putting people above you. How's God going to see you when you're putting people above you? How's God going to help you when you are prioritizing other people? Now God's trying to get through to you. And he can't even get past all the other energies you got going on around you. Before you put on your skincare, okay, you need to wash your face and get rid of the dirt and open up your pores so that it can receive the goodness. Your skincare can be the greatest skincare in the world. But if you go and put it on dirty skin, it's not going to penetrate. It's not going to do nothing for you. And if anything, it's going to clog your pores even more. So the goodness that you already love, that good thing, is now even being used towards your detriment because you have not taken the proper steps to cleanse, remove, and actually be aligned with what is meant for you. Some of you guys want blessings. Some of you guys want jobs. Some of you guys want real friends. Some of you guys want real relationships, but have ops around. If you're at the poker table playing and you got a whole bunch of jokers in your hand, you lost. You do not have room for the kings and queens to come and sit around you. You got the jokers. Ha, ha, ha. And guess what? Now you're the joke. You wanted to be at a comedy show so bad. Now you are the joke. And now you're having to learn the hard way. How you want that job, but you ain't applying, or you're at a job that don't make you happy? How you want those friends, but you spending all day talking to the friends that don't support you? How you want a partner when you're here entertaining men or females that don't care about you? How you want new clothes, but your closet is filled with clothes that don't fit you anymore, that don't make you feel good? Donate it. Give it forward. Pay it forward. Release. Make room for the blessings that you're asking for. And if you know that you don't have the strength to make the room that you need to make, do you know what you need to proceed so that God can do it for you? So that God can give you the discernment. God can help you to understand when you release so that you can actually receive what is meant for you. But some of us are holding on to things, people, places, situations that we don't need, that don't serve us, that don't help us. And then we're confused why we're not getting what we actually want. We're confused why our blessings aren't coming in. We're confused why the love is not coming in. We're confused why the money's not coming in. Because you have people, places, or things around you that don't serve that aren't conducive. You would not build a house on shaky foundation. So why would God give you your blessings in front of your enemies? He said he will make your table in front of your enemies. He didn't say have the enemies sitting at the table eating with you. So how is God going to come and feed you when you've got the ops sitting across you at the table? Come on. I'm literally screaming at y'all again because I'm screaming at me. Trust Trust me, I'm here. I'm receiving this right now. Please don't think I'm coming for you. I'm feeling this all myself because, wow, it's true. How am I going to be eating with the ops at the table? And sometimes we don't know who the ops are, so we need to ask God. We need to listen to our intuition. We need to pray for discernment. And when all of that fails, because we're flesh and we're human, you ask God to intercede on your behalf. But you have to ask God for that, because God gave us free will in this lifetime for a reason. So God is not just going to all of a sudden be doing stuff without your permission. God respects you because he wants you to respect him. It goes two ways, you know. Respect is a two-way street. Love is a two-way street. All of these things go two ways. That's why sometimes when we're asking God for stuff, are we giving it to God? We want blessings. We want God to hear us. Are you hearing God? Are you listening to God? Are you making time to listen to God? So how do you expect God to make time to listen to you? And also, how do you know that God listened to you or not when you haven't made time to listen to him back? Communication is a two-way street. You don't just communicate one way. You can't just be talking to God and then not listening to what God has to say in return. Because then how do you know what to do? You defeated the whole purpose. I feel like God has really spoken today. I don't really have much to say. I said a whole lot. But like, aside from that, I hope that you guys take this message and like place it in your heart. And I hope that you take this message and share it with the people that you care about. If you have a friend or you have a lover or you have anyone in your life that happens to call you about stress that they got going on in their life too, don't be the air to their fire. Don't keep them going. Calm them down. Bring them to God. Tell them it's going to be okay. Don't hype them up more. Be a voice of reason. Let God work through you. For you and for them. And if you can't be a voice of reason, then don't engage. Because some of us, unfortunately too, we hype up individuals instead of bringing them down. And then we wonder why stuff is also getting hyped up in our life. Or why we're having anxieties or issues in our life. Because also, how do you handle people? What you do unto others is what will be done unto you. You can't expect to go be hyping up stuff in other people's life and think that now stuff is not going to get hyped up in your life. I know I need to breathe, right? God is screaming for real. I need to breathe. I appreciate all of you guys for listening, for receiving, for double tapping, for sharing, whatever. If you feel like someone needs to hear this today, share it with them. I will save this live and I'll post it onto YouTube. Even though I look like this, I don't care. This is God's time. I come as you are. This is what God said. Come as you are. And where two or more are gathered, it's church. I'm there. So right now in this space, God is here. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to post this onto YouTube so that whoever needs to hear it can hear it. So if you guys need to come back to the message, you're going to come back and find this message. Not my nail broke. You're going to come back and find this message. Or you're going to find it on YouTube and you're going to sit down with your friends and you guys are going to have Bible study. Because also where two or more are gathered, the devil can't be there. Because God is working too hard for you. Whatever issues it is that you guys end up having over the next couple of days, especially with the solar eclipse happening on Monday, I know a lot of us are going through it. This Mercury retrograde's in Aries. I've done all these videos explaining it for you guys, and I've written all these notes that I'm about to break down on Patreon. So if you guys want all the tea, I've dropped all the videos. I'm dropping more videos on all the platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. But I'm also explaining in depth on Patreon for my subscribers. Because where you show dedication and where you show that you're willing to put in effort, God will reward you as well. So I'm putting in the effort and I know that God's going to reward me. And you're going to put in the effort to subscribe. And God's going to reward you. Okay? I know a lot of us are going through it. And even some of us that aren't necessarily going through it like by direct impact, we're feeling it still because of the energy around us. It's so important for us to pay attention to what we're consuming right now, especially with all the stuff that's going on. And when I say consume, I don't only mean eat. What you consume in eating wise is one thing. What do you consume with your eyes? And what do you consume with your ears? What are you watching? Some of us are falling into these rabbit holes of Diddy and divorces and all these things, and then we're not cleansing our energy. We're not going to God. We're so consumed about other people's problems and other people's issues and gossip and ooh, and then we're wondering why we're feeling off. Energy transfers. We can't be so indulged in things and consuming things that don't serve us, and then also not even taking time to consume the things that will serve us. There's 3 people in this live that are consuming God right now, but yet do you know how many people are elsewhere somewhere consuming gossip? It's all about our priorities. Don't get me wrong. I even sometimes educate myself, want to be aware and can fall into, the rabbit holes myself. But there comes a point in time where you need to be accountable. There comes a point in time where you need to give energy to God. There comes a point in time where you need to release the stuff that you are consuming that does not serve you, that does not help you get to where you want to be, that does not make you more money, that does not bring you closer to God, that does not make you stronger, that does not make you happier. The music that some of us are listening to, we have no business listening to. And I've been meaning to talk about music, but I know the moment I start talking about music, it's about to be a lot. So I've been asking God to prepare my soul to be able to talk about that industry, because a whole lot goes on in that industry. And unfortunately, there's a lot of us that are consuming things through the music, and we have no idea what we're being programmed to consume. A couple years ago, I was listening to a song by Queen Naija, and that was the day that God was like, I really need you to understand what you're listening to, Because I was sitting there and I was already having a moment with God, and in the song, she's talking about, I can't leave you, I can't leave you, I can't leave. She's like, you do this to me and I stay, you do this and I stay. And I was thinking to myself, not they program us to stay in toxic relationships. Not they're programming us to not be happy and fulfilled and not go to God. Not they're programming us to be stuck and then to be reliant on the next song. Because if you're in that energy and you're feeling like, oh, and then you relate to the person that's singing the song, you're going to go indulge in more of that stuff because you think that now you guys are equally yoked. You think now that's the energy you're supposed to be in. But that's what you've been conditioned to think. That's what you've been programmed to think. Because the moment you step out of that energy, you're feeling different. The moment you stop listening to that music, I promise you, take a couple days and listen to different music and watch how your energy shifts. Listen to some instrumentals. Even if you like, for example, specific songs. For example, I like Future's songs. I don't like his songs. I like the instrumentals. Them instrumentals be banging. So if you want to still engage, go listen to the instrumental without the words. Don't get me started now. I know some of them be using frequencies and other stuff, but we got to start somewhere. It's like when you're starting with a diet. You don't just all of a sudden cut out everything and think you're going to be okay, because then you may relapse. So we got to start somewhere. You got to take it in doses. So maybe all of your favorite music right now, listen to the instrumentals. Listen to jazz. Listen to I don't know, other stuff. Listen to some of these Christian rappers that are coming out with some new bars that are nice. Listen to some of the other affirmation music. There's a girl, Lava. She has a song Juicy Fruit. She's talking about she's in a good mood today. I like the flowers bloom today. She's singing happiness. There's another song I love called Mental Health. I have a whole playlist of good vibe music. It's my morning playlist, my Rich Rising playlist, and I will link it on my bio for you guys if you want. You guys can find me on Apple Music. I don't use Spotify just yet. My podcast is available on Spotify in case anyone's wanting some, self-help and whatever. Check out my podcast. There's 12 episodes. You guys can go binge season 1. If this is the first time you're seeing me, first time you're hearing of me, please go check out the podcast. It's all about self-development, spirituality, self-love, just pouring into yourself and being the best version of yourself. But if you guys want my playlist where I have all the good vibe music, I've been listening to music that's talking about I got money everywhere. Yeah, I got good mental health. That's the music I'm listening to because that is what I want to affirm in my life. Some of us know lyrics to songs and don't know the words of the Bible. Even me included. And not to say you only need to know the Bible because you can still pray to God. But some of us know the lyrics so well. We're singing the lyrics, but we don't even know how to pray to God. Oop. We don't even know how to talk to God. Oop. But you're singing those lyrics like you're the one that wrote them. Like you're getting paid to sing them. Like you're getting paid to rap them. But do you know your own life and your own prayers and what you need just as well? And thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. It's really important we pay attention to what we are consuming in this season. Pay attention to what you consume, what you're watching, what you're listening to, and also what you are eating. Some of us need to change our diets because we're consuming foods that don't have necessarily good energy. Some of us are consuming animals that were tortured. And then now we're worried or concerned or confused in regards to why we feel unhappy or uneasy or tortured within ourselves. Because you're consuming torturous stuff. We have to take heed on these decisions and do different things in this season. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you want something different, you have to be willing to do something different. You don't bake a cake with spoiled ingredients and think the cake is going to come out delicious. So why are you doing things in your life that aren't necessarily good and thinking that your life is going to be good? Thinking that you're going to be feeling good. You won't. I personally don't watch the news. Some people can call me ignorant. I don't care. Because sometimes when you're so aware, what are you doing about it too? Because that makes you arrogant now. Because now you have the awareness that you want it so bad, but you're doing nothing about it. Are you Superman? Are you going to go save them? And even if you can't save them, are you praying about it? Are you asking God to help the situation? Or are you just sitting there indulging and doing nothing about it? Because now you're arrogant. I'd rather be ignorant then. I'd rather not know and ask God to take care of the world like he always does. Because I can't do nothing. I'm only me. And right now, I'm even struggling sometimes to do with my own self. And I need God to help me. So I can't now be receiving all this stuff and letting my brain be filled up with things that aren't good for me, with things that don't help me, with things that don't evolve me, with things that also give me negative confirmation bias that the world is a bad place and that people are bad. And then now I just sit in that. And now I can't even see the good. Now I can't even receive the good because I'm so clogged up with badness. Y'all go ahead and pick up your Bible. Y'all go ahead and talk to God. Go ahead and pray. Pay attention to what you're consuming. Release the people, places, and things that don't serve you. And trust in the process. Everything's going to work out exactly how it needs to work out. I talked about Jupiter shifting into Gemini on my Patreon, and I made that post public for you guys, so you don't have to be a paid subscriber. And I would suggest that all of you go read it. Because when Jupiter shifts into Gemini, May 25th, we're going to be seeing a lot of changes. A lot of us are going to be finally seeing the rainbow after the rain. And Jupiter is the planet of luck and expansion. So we're going to be seeing that pot of gold. We're going to be seeing those blessings. And for those of you that are confused, why should talk about astrology and also talk about God? Because God made the planets. God made everything. I don't put power in a planet. I don't put power in anything but God. Just to give that disclaimer in case anyone's unaware, or in case anyone even themselves is feeling weird because they're understanding astrology, or they're concerned, or they want to learn astrology and now they're scared that they're going to be away from God because they want to learn it, or because someone has once told them that's not godly, like, and da-da-da. So who made the planets? Because last time I checked, God is the only creator. This is why the devil tries to steal God's creations. This is why the devil tries to infiltrate us, because the devil can't create. So he tries to steal God's creations. But God is the creator. And God created all of this. And God uses all of this for his betterment and for our betterment. So when you go to God about it and you go to God with it, it will be used in that light. I know this retrograde has a lot of people scared. It's going to end on the 25th of April. But the post shadow is going to go till May 13th. And then we're going to feel a nice little relief and a little bit of ease coming in around May 25th when Jupiter shifts into Gemini. There's also, I think April 18th or something, there's going to be something going on with the planets, which is going to give us some luck as well. But we're still going to be during the retrograde. So I'm going to be breaking this down in all my videos and on my Patreon. So you guys make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you're following me everywhere. You're subscribed. Make sure, reach out if you need support. Check my website. Message me. We're all here to help each other. Comment. Talk to people in the comments. This is a community. This is a space of love. We are a family. I call myself the spiritual godmother, and y'all are the godchildren. Meaning you got god brothers, god sisters, god cousins, all here together. So connect with your people. You do not have to go through things alone. Connect with like-minded souls. With people that are actually equally yoked with you. People that actually want to grow with you, and people that actually want to do better with you. Also, stay away from the people that find you doing better as a threat. Or find you wanting to do better as a threat. Or they're jealous of you. Because there's no reason why they should be jealous of you when you aren't even really doing what you're doing. It's God doing it. And this is why in everything I do, I always give God all the glory and all the power. Because it's not me. I am just a physical representation. I am merely just a vessel that God is using in this season and in this moment. But it is not me. I'm not just this magical person that just knows everything. It's God working through me. So whenever anybody wants to evil eye me, I'm like, don't evil eye me, go to God. If you go to God, you can get the same blessings. Because I didn't just go collect these blessings myself. God gave me these blessings. And God will give you blessings too. All you got to do is go to him. You coming over here looking at me. Why are you looking at me? Go to God. And God will give you what you need. Some of us are even looking at other people. And we're getting inspired by other people driving our dream car in our dream house and all this stuff. But then we're getting so inspired. And then we're starting to get evil eye a bit. We're starting to get a little jealous. We're starting to get sad. Why? God gave it to that person and God will give it to you too. And some of you guys are also looking at stuff that God didn't even give that person. We don't even know how they got it. So whichever way that they got it, you don't want to get it that same way. Some of your favorites are going through stuff behind the scenes that you have no idea that they're going through just to be able to carry that bag or just to be able to live that lifestyle. But you have no idea what they're going through behind the scenes. And now you're here wanting it. Don't want it. Don't. Be inspired and go to God and say, God, I want what you want for me. Because what I even want for me may even only be here. And what you want for me may even be here. I may not even be able to conceptualize or visualize or even think of what the blessings you want for me is. That's the reason why I'm looking at this person and I'm like, oh, I want it for a reason because God wants goodness for me. But I have to go to God for it. Some of us are even wanting certain jobs and whatever, and we're trying to ask everyone, yo, do you know the manager? Yo, do you know this person? Yo, do you know that person? Yo, can you get me in? Yo, can you help me? Yo. Why? God is the plug. God knows everyone and anyone. So why do you need to go begging people, begging flesh for answers? Go to God. God will give you what you need. Oh, you're crying, baby girl. I love you. I love you so much. I'm sorry I'm like screaming at y'all. God, I'm really preaching for real today. I'm feeling it. My Mercury's in Gemini in the 9th house. If there's one thing I'll do, is preach. My mama calls me a preacher all the time since I was like 15 years old. She's like, you always preaching me. Go preach somebody else. So if there's one thing I'm gonna do, it's preach. The 9th house is all about spirituality, divination, God, broadcasting. And that's exactly what I'm here to do. Broadcast God's word. Spread God's word. Because I told God when he put me in this position, I was going to let everybody know it was him that put me here and it wasn't me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be screaming. I'm just getting passionate. I hope the message doesn't go over your head. And I hope you go watch this on YouTube when I save it so that you can see the whole message. God has got us, guys. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever your circumstances, doesn't matter what your bank account looks like, doesn't matter what your house looks like, doesn't matter what your car looks like if you don't have, it doesn't matter. God has got you. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. So go to God. Okay? Just go to God. Whew. I'm about to go take a moment and meditate and pray myself and spend some alone time with God. So I will speak to you guys a little bit later. I'll be back on live later on. But I hope that you guys go check out my podcast, my YouTube, my other platforms, and get the help that you need, get the support that you need. And my sale is ending on Monday, which is the solar eclipse. So if you guys have been wanting to work with me, if you guys are ready to change your life, if you guys are ready to get closer to God, if you guys are looking for answers, or you just even need support, you just want someone to talk to, whatever it is, go ahead and check out my website and let's work. Okay? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's spread God's word and let's help change the world. We can't change the world by just trying to change the world. We change the world by changing each person, by being a better version of ourselves and inspiring others to be better versions of themselves. And that is how we change the world. I talked about this in my podcast episode, Domino Effect. So if you feel called, go listen to the podcast episode, Domino Effect. Okay? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for spending time with me today. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for engaging. If you've just joined and you've missed it, I will be saving this and I'll be posting this on to YouTube. So make sure you guys check it out. I just need to wait for the live to process. So it'll be on YouTube within the next 2 hours or so. Okay? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And God loves you too. Bye.